Yo, Maestro here. Welcome to the Long and Short. On this channel, we show you how to trade the crypto market both from a long-term and short-term perspective. Doesn't matter if you're a hodler or a scalper, we have something for you. These videos provide daily crypto TA on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a number of other cryptos. We also post tutorials on how to take advantage of this market with smart money price action trading techniques. The first one we actually posted last night, how to beat the crypto market with imbalances in liquidity. It's about an hour long. Definitely something that you folks may want to check out if you're trying to figure out how to trade this market. All right. I believe that the market moves off of a very small certain set of rules, and we cover them here. And I believe that if you sort of master these two things when it comes to imbalances and liquidity, and you get good at watching price action, you will become a better trader. Okay. So this is our first tutorial. Please go ahead and check it out. If you're interested in this type of content, please like if you're in the crypto fight, subscribe if you're with the vibe, share if you care, hit the bell if you need direct mail. Let's go ahead and get into the money. Diving into the Fear and Greed Index, still sitting at 20. Yesterday was at Fear 29. Very interesting because it seems like these little rallies get people very excited about the price moving forward. But right now, I'm not sure that people are so fearful, right? I think that people are buying right now. So the fear, the extreme fear gauge might be a little broken. All right, that's just my opinion. Let's go ahead and dive into Bitcoin futures. The 13 EMA is continuing to push price down, and it will be very interesting to see what happens when price does touch this 13 EMA again. Now, I think this all has to do with time, okay? Depending on how close we are to this March announcement and where this EMA is in relation to price, you can see a very strong reaction pushing price down off of this EMA. What I'm concerned about is that we haven't really been able to break it. Right? We've been able to wick above it. We even set a candle or two above it, but we aren't able to stay above it. This is really bearish movement. Now, what I assume is that what we may see happen in February is we actually push through this 13 EMA. If we do push through the 13 EMA and sort of bounce off of it, if there's enough time for that, then things may get very bullish right after that. But this is when you want to be most aware for them to turn the price around on you. So price may actually trade up through this 13 EMA, try to work on these levels of 44,000, maybe a little bit higher. There are some imbalances in price that we can see just on bar chart. When we see these imbalances in price, the price typically likes to go back there to fill in those imbalances. Okay, so we do want to see this happen, and this is around your 50K range. If we do break down from the 13 EMA, the Fed is coming around with the first rate hikes in March. What we really need to watch is the inflation rate. That continues to creep up, and the factors that affect inflation continue to creep up. You can almost guarantee he's going to raise those rates. When he does, everything may not go to hell, right? I don't think he's just going to shock the market because their first job is to control and take care of the market, right? Which is why they printed all of that money. So I don't think he's going to come in and try to damage the market as many people are assuming he will, but it will be a bit of a shock to the system. Once that shock is absorbed, we'll be able to understand how prices are really going to move. So I think that's why a lot of people are uncertain and things are moving sideways. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward. The open interest here has dove off a cliff, right? Back to previous levels that it was probably around December. All right, so this is November going into December. So pre-December numbers, all right? This is where you're sitting at in regards to your open interest. It'd be interesting to see if this picks up depending on what comes out in the news over the next couple of weeks. Also, when it comes to your commitment of traders, your smaller speculators are squeezing lower to the zero line, meaning they're taking off those long positions. Smaller speculators are actually thinking more short now than they have been over the past couple of months. The larger speculators are thinking more long than they've been thinking over the past couple of months. Whenever we swing to a position, the larger speculators are going to play opposite that, and then the commercials will play opposite the large speculators to serve them. So commercials are starting to swing short. This is actually a fairly bullish sign that we see here. So after we examine the commitment of traders, the next thing to look at is the elder ray. Who's holding the power in the market? Right now, the bears are still holding the power. They've had it for some time. They need to relinquish some of this power. So if February comes in, first couple of weeks, and it pushes very aggressively, remember, February is a short month, right? March is coming sooner than we think. If we get to the end of February and price is very bullish, what's going to really confirm that for me going into March that we may still have some steam left is if the bulls still have control of the market, meaning the bulls push over this zero line, the bears push over this zero line. If that's the case, then we may really see some rallies going into March. But once March hits and this fear comes back around, price may actually consolidate at these levels or start to pull back some from the extensions that they took in February. Next thing we're seeing here is the money flow index starting to creep up some. Okay, so we're inkling near that 40 line. Let's see if this money flow continues to push up. I want to see a really good spike of this, though. If I see a really good spike, then things are going to start looking really bullish for us. All right, accumulation distribution swinging pretty much sideways. Price pushed under the zero line, trying to push back up to it. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the charts here. When you come take a look at the total crypto market cap right now, we're still in a weak zone, but it's been a good day, right? A lot of money came into the market today. Money came in over the weekend. Things sort of set still a little bit on Sunday and Saturday, and then you're still getting this upswing. So again, I think people are optimistic. We are still watching this support line here of 1.489 trillion. We think if price were to break below this, the market will start to capitulate a bit. There's not very much more support holding this line. You're going to go more into these areas of imbalance, and these are definitely capitulation areas. 1.3 trillion, right? Think about all of the liquidated coins that'll start to happen at that point. All right, so these are the things that we're a bit concerned about if the market continues to fall. All right, people are wondering, is it going to be 2022, 2023? But everyone's anticipating a bear cycle before the next Bitcoin halving, right, in 24. You have to be careful. We have to watch what's going on in this market. Things could get a little ugly, but while things are rallying, it's okay to take advantage of a couple of plays. We actually had a couple of limit orders that got hit. So before we go into all of our altcoins, we'll show you guys what we got into with the snapshot. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance, currently still trading at around 42%. Now, when Bitcoin is trading within this range, we're not too concerned. But one thing we're going to watch for is if we do go into a bear market, how much will Bitcoin's market cap and dominance increase? That's going to be a real telltale sign of where people are going if, in fact, they get into trouble in these other coins. All right, we're going to also watch this for ETH. So ETH dominance currently sitting at around 18.76. ETH always likes to play with this 20% level. If it does really start to take over Bitcoin market cap, it's going to have to break above this 20% and stay above it. As you can see, it kind of peaks above it, peaks its head, peaks its head, peaks its head, right? This little peak right here was pretty aggressive though. So if ETH is going to start to really overtake Bitcoin market cap, it has to peak above this and keep going. All right, so this is another thing that we're going to watch. Okay, so at the current hour of 2 p.m., this is the Bitcoin hourly chart. And as I expected this morning, things are getting really green, guys. Imbalance here, price may retrace back there. Imbalance here, price may retrace back to these areas. So what we're really looking for at this point is to see if price is going to sort of hold itself up right at these equal highs. If it does, then what we're seeing is a range start to develop. You have one high here, one high here, one high here. How much more aggressive we have to be in the afternoon, New York typically dies out a bit. So, 2 p.m., I'm thinking 3 or 4. If you get any pushes, it may be right around the end of the day. And it may just be up into this liquidity before it starts to move back down a bit. I'm expecting Asia to push this price back down a little bit. Now, if Asia comes in and starts to buy, then you know that there's something else going on because Asia is typically very bearish when it comes to Bitcoin price movement. Now, you do have imbalances to the downside here, so there is something for price to chase as well as equal lows here. I think once price achieves these equal highs, unless we're on some sort of V-shaped recovery, it may actually go for these imbalances up here. Let's squeeze this in a little bit. Yeah, there are imbalances up here for price to go to as well. I want to see, right now, there's a really good judging point in price to see, are we going to create another high here somewhere within these zones to create imbalances and sort of kind of just throw this perspective off, or will we sort of break back to these levels of around 42,000? It's going to be very interesting to see over the next couple of days how fast this price is able to move if it pushes up. Otherwise, I think we may be in a range anywhere between 40K down to, let's say, 32K, 33K. And this is a great range to swing trade, scalp trade, all right? Few days in, few days out, right? And that's basically what you're going to see. But for scalpers, I would say you want to be patient. You may actually be able to catch a longer term trade if, in fact, price were to break above these highs. Right now, you see it's just setting really even levels of liquidity to the top side there. So what we're going to look at and track is to see if Bitcoin can actually snap above this area, take some liquidity with it. And if it does, if it starts to push back down, then that's your actual short play. I'm not necessarily too keen on trading breakouts. So if price does break north, I want to see how far it runs before it starts to retrace and come back down. This is very aggressive, folks. So you may see a lot of pullback depending on how high this climbs. All right, so a couple of plays here. You could possibly enter a short. Now, again, we want to reiterate, this is not financial advice, not financial advisor, but I am a trader and I know what I'm looking for. And so what I will be looking for tonight is if price were to break above this level and sort of just die out, okay? I'm looking at the order books. I'm looking at where the resistance levels are here because a short play is possible here. What could also happen is that the bulls are just so strong that they just keep pushing through this liquidity. If this liquidity is grabbed as well, then price will retrace some. You see this large push up here, retracement. Large push up here, sat sideways. But eventually price did come back down to retrace some of this move. So we can draw Fibonacci's here, right there. Probably falls in the golden zone. All right, so let's actually draw a couple here. All right, we'll take this first move and we'll just, let me see. And we'll just drag this out a bit. Okay, so if we're sitting right on those highs, yep, falls right into our golden zone there. Okay. Let's see where we may actually get some movement. If price were to stall right here, okay, then your golden zone is going to align right back through all of these imbalances, which is what we like to see, as well as a previous imbalance that price has been wicking through and trading through. All right, so let's see how hard price can climb. But right now, the bulls are in control, baby. Whoa, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. We love to see that. Love to see it. Playing by our rules right now. We're kind of just sitting still to see what's going to happen. But let's go ahead and go into the macro perspective so that we can take a look at price because we may want to get into something really soon. So let's move forward. Okay, let's take a look at our snapshot. You have a number of cryptos that are trading right now or were trading in the good discount zone that just crossed back over into the premium zone. So we do probably need to update this. We're going to take a look at the charts in a second. But right now, at the time of this recording, we had Aave, Dogecoin, Filecoin, The Graph, Theta, and VET all trading at a bargain discount. Cardano, Algorand, Avax, Bitcoin, CurveDAO, Polkadot, Enjin, Chainlink, Mana, Harmony One, Sandbox, Solana, XRP, Terra Luna, and Secret Token all trading in good discount zones. I think Ethereum moved up to a low premium zone, and we actually have it here. Okay, so you have in the low premium zone Ethereum, Atom, BNB, Fantom, and MATIC. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the charts and let's see where the price action is currently playing. Okay, Bitcoin from a macro perspective, still in the discount zone. Seems like it's getting notched down just a bit. Okay, let's see if price is going to be able to push above this. We talked about this on the micro perspective. Let's see what happens on the macro. Price is starting to set equal highs here. And in fact, if we do start to trade into a range, price could do a number of different things from this area. It could continue to go up, take this imbalance, and then sort of sit us down into this range here, okay? Sort of sitting us sideways, setting lows, setting highs on the way to the FOMC. So you may see something like this, okay? That's pretty neutral. Price could also do something like this, sort of just continue to up in this angle pattern, right? Go up higher, snatch this imbalance, come down, retrace a little bit, okay? Go back up again, snatch these equal highs going into the FOMC, maybe sit sideways a bit, okay, in this area, and then boom. Once we get the news that the rates may actually go up, you may see a decline here from that point back towards the 30K point. Or you could see something like a push up just to grab this imbalance, clear that out, push us back down, more in a downwards angle range, okay? Now you're saying to yourself, okay, you're saying it could go up, you're saying it could go down. The important thing that you need to remember, okay, we want to be in the low premium zone when we go into the FOMC. The higher the price is, the better it is going up into these dates. So you have a very bearish scenario. If you're lower in price, maybe below 34K going into the FOMC, that may lead to capitulation, which means that you're really in a bear market at that point, guys. All right. And the deniers can no longer say it. So this little pump right here looks very similar to this pump. All of these pumps that you're seeing as the market is continuing bearish activity, it can show you this type of stuff and then kick you way down, right? To find the bottom of that range and see if we're just going to continue to swing like this. So that's what we're afraid of. We do want to see more bullish activity on Bitcoin and a number of other alts. The charts look very similar across the board. Things that are in discount are staying there. They're trading very sideways, okay? Waiting essentially to see what's going to happen. There's a few other coins that are showing real bullish strength today. Let's see if that continues. Ethereum trading also in a low premium zone at this point, bouncing off of the discount zone. We were honored here at 2401. So really at 2,400, you're being supported with Ethereum. You do have imbalances to the top here that price could go for with bullish activity, but we always need to be aware that the FOMC could kill our joy really quickly. All right, so being on the lookout for that. Anything bullish that I mentioned today, take with the caveat that the FOMC could just kill that joy. They could come out before March and say something. So let's just keep that in mind as well. Ethereum looking pretty strong today. We are anticipating more bullish movement. You do seem to be having the market go on a run. There is money coming in, and these are things that we're watching. So let's continue to watch. Okay, when it comes to Binance Token, also in the low premium zone, I think it may start to reach for some of these discounted zones. If so, there are some limit orders that we could probably put in here because we see when price does come into these areas, it sort of launches out of them, okay? When it came to this area previously, the bearish activity was very tough to break and really push us out of there. A lot of uncertainty at this point, which is why you're not getting the same reaction. But these are pretty low prices when it comes to BNB, right now trading at 384. Okay, so let's see if this will continue bullish or just swing sideways. Okay, this price action is pretty strong within this range. Okay, so there are opportunities here. For the most part, we're just waiting to see if this breaks into a discount zone, which to us is a good buy anywhere under 350 for Binance. When it comes to XRP, you are still in a discounted zone, tickling the bottom into the bargain zone. You can see whenever XRP dips into the bargain zone, it does come out of it, okay? Gets supported at these levels and then pops out of it. So we want to see if this will happen if, in fact, XRP does dip below this area as well. If it were to fall, okay, we want to catch that somewhere here, maybe around 55 cents. Okay, that right there is a bargain for me when it comes down to XRP. The only thing that will push this lower, I think, is capitulation or Bitcoin taking a crash, Ethereum taking a crash. XRP will go with it. So keep these things in mind as you're trading. When it comes to Cardano, also trading at a discounted zone. So right now we did get our limit order hit for Cardano. We are in that trade. So right now we are up a little bit, okay? Essentially, it was just setting a limit order at 101, okay, which is right there. And right now, we're up about 3 cents in this trade. It's going to be very interesting to see if Cardano can hold this position. All right, if it does break lower, we're definitely going to take that loss and keep it moving because we'll probably find better things to allocate to. Coins are going on runs. For Solana, also in a discounted zone, okay, trading towards the bottom of the discounted zone. I'm looking to this left area here, right on our discount line of 67.04. If price were to break below there or start to visit this area, these are the buying areas for me when it comes down to Solana. Okay, so these are the areas that I'm looking for right now. Looks like you're still trading in a pretty tight range here. Okay, so you see how Bitcoin's really exploding out of these areas. Solana in a range, right? Cardano in a range, right? XRP in a range. You're going to see this with a number of different alt tokens, how they're just sort of sitting still. Bitcoin and Ethereum are running though. You can see this on the charts today if you pay attention. All right, when it comes to Avax, also in a discounted zone, but near the top of it. Avax hasn't really proven itself just yet to me, but when you bounce down into these areas and you're able to bounce out of them, right, from the discounted zone to the low premium zone, this gives me good confidence in what Avax can do in the future. So we'll continue to watch this. Right now it's at a discount. Still waiting for it to dip a bit lower before we take a buy. I think that there's areas here at around 60 bucks that will be supported, maybe a little bit lower, somewhere around 55. Interesting areas for us to take looks at, okay, when it comes to Avax. So that's what we'll be doing. Avax trading right now at $70 in a discounted zone. Moving on to Atom, we also took a limit order on Atom. Seems that it's retracing a bit of the move today that it had, but Atom has been falling pretty substantially, right? I don't think that we're going to get too much more bearish activity. You do seem to have some support here. The area that we may probably want to take another look at is right around in this discounted zone of around 21 bucks, maybe a little bit lower of around $20. If it were to drop to this zone, we will scoop up some more. We think Atom is a pretty good project. It does hold these higher level zones pretty well. So any drops into a discounted zone are definitely good opportunities for Atom. Looking at Polkadot, also trading in a discounted zone, okay? So if we look to the left here, not very much support. There is a line right there, I would say, and this price action is very similar to what you see on things like Ethereum, a couple of other coins, right? But there's this low, sort of like a phantom low right here. right? With a number of different lows on the side of it, maybe 2 or 3, and then another shoot up. But this area also is being supported by Polkadot. Just this little spot right here is what's holding up price. And so right now, anything around $16.50 is being supported, okay, pretty strongly. You see these wicks here. Now, if price were to break below this area, go into a bargain zone, then Polkadot looks like an excellent buy. You see, whenever it falls into this zone, it does bounce aggressively out of this zone. So depending on the market conditions, FOMC, number of different things, we know how to play this. If it were to fall into these bargain zones, these are the areas where we're looking to get in. When it comes to MATIC, MATIC is in a low premium zone, but it's trying to tickle its way back into the discount zone, okay? It may stay here for a while. You do have some consolidations in these areas, okay? Buyers and sellers sort of fighting it out around here. You did have a push up, and now it's starting to come back down into this discount zone. I believe you may be a little sensitive on this one. Price did seem to rally a bit from last week, but now you're starting to retrace some of that. You had a really strong push down yesterday, okay? There's a bit of a sell-off yesterday. So we want to watch this, see if this is supported above this line. You do have levels of support to the left, okay? To the left. Now, if price were to break lower, I would say you will probably find some support, maybe around $1.40, $1.42, okay, a little bit higher. But right now, we're seeing if we can keep ourselves in this low premium zone. If the rest of the market does go on sort of a bullish tear, then you should expect this to also continue to climb. Luna had a very impressive day today, okay, about 10% up. And there are imbalances to the top side, which is why I think Luna may just continue to climb here back into this low premium zone. It did hold this area fairly well as it climbed its way positively through a discount zone, right? So this is very nice price action going into the low premium zone. It just broke right above it, okay? Supported, boom, another push up. So this is very positive price action, right? We like Terra Luna. Going up back into the low premium zone, we sort of missed our area to buy here, but if it were to trade in this discount zone, I'm anticipating that it will swing sideways, sort of like it did in the past here. And there are some lows for you to look at somewhere around maybe 39, maybe 38 bucks, okay? Which are pretty good entry opportunities if you ask me. Let's say, for example, price were to fall a bit. These are the areas you want to get into. There are some imbalances to the downside that I think price did fill already, right? So next thing for it to go for are these lows. If price reaches for those lows, those are entry areas for us. Okay, Theta is trading at a bargain. And remember what we said, guys. Every time you see this really downwards negative price action where you're not able to break an equal high or some areas of highs, then it's not really a good look for us right now. You have one point in time or a couple of points in time where it broke from a discount to a low premium, but this area here, all of this just got crushed back down all the way into a bargain. And now essentially you're starting to trade sort of sideways as we move forward. I'm not sure what Theta is going to do. We are in pretty good buying zones right now. If you look to the left here, really the only other lows that you have supporting this area are around $1.75, okay, $1.74. So if price were to go to that level, would possibly be an interesting buy, but with this longer term price trend moving down in this direction with this much force, with no real pushes back up, this does scare me a bit. So we're not so anxious in taking these type of plays. When it comes to Harmony One got crushed down into a discount zone, and we said that this is one thing that we did want to get into, so we did take a position on Harmony One, small position. We do anticipate that price is probably going to hang out here for a little while, just like it did in this area. As you can see, you do get aggressive price pushes out of the discount zone, into the discount zone, out of the discount zone. So these are the things that we like to see. Everything's moving sideways. Harmony One may sit still a bit until the market is able to determine which way it wants to go. Lots of good things happening with this project though. So if it were to drop, we would be interested in getting in around 15 cents for Harmony One. Put a nice little bag on that. But you also do have lows to the left here. Okay, so where the real support levels are here may be tested over the course of the next few months when it comes to Harmony One. But anywhere in this discount zone for us is a fairly good buy. When it comes to Secret Token, also trading back into the discounted zone, okay, but trying to push its way out of it. It got rejected here a bit today. Prices are starting to neutralize a bit in the afternoon for New York session. Looking at these lows here, we are being supported currently at around $4.90. Little bit lower though, you do have these equal lows, sort of this sweeping valley, right? When price sweeps like this, it likes to come back and touch those areas again. So we're thinking that around $3.86 is a much better buy in the discount zone for Secret Token. You do have a couple of imbalances here, but we're not too worried about that. If in fact we were to go into more capitulation, then we're definitely going to see some prices down here in the bargain zone, which are pretty good areas to pick up. Okay, taking a look at Fantom. Fantom is also trading in a low premium zone here. As you can see, higher prices than we're looking to get into. We may see price fall, take out some of these imbalances to the lower side here. If it were to get supported right above this discount zone, this isn't a bad place to get in for Fantom. Right now, trading at around $2.05. The areas that we're really interested in, though, are maybe around $1.30, right? And I know that's pretty low, but anywhere from, let's say, about $1.80 to $1.70 is a good area for us. Anywhere where these imbalances are, right, are pretty good areas to scale in. And if in fact we do hit the rock bottom, the lowest price that we'll probably get it at is somewhere around here. Now, again, we could go into a bear market and these things can flow all the way down to the bottom of the bargain zones, never to return again. So these are risks that we're taking when we do put in money into these markets. Okay, so be aware of that. There are some things coming down the road that we need to watch, but if price does start to rally, I want to see it fall in the discount zone first, and that's my real buying opportunity that I'm going to take a look at. When it comes to VET, okay, VeChain also trading in the bargain zone, very sideways movement, okay, but VET does have some life to it. It'll pop up into these higher premium zones and the discount zones back in the premium zones, okay, so it does have some life. Let's see if this thing is supported here at these levels. Let's look to the left. You do have a couple of areas of support to the left here. One here sitting approximately at around 5 to 4 cents, and the next one down at approximately 3 cents, right? So VeChain, very low price, something that you could possibly load a pretty big bag up on, right, for a little bit of money. And if it were to rally to these higher prices of, let's say, what did it make it to? Around 30 cents. These are the areas where you could take some profit. In the bargain area, trading very sideways, not 100% sure that this is going to rally. We will depend on this to rally with the rest of the market. Okay, when it comes to Algorand, trading in a discount as well, you do have a pretty solid line of support all the way here to the left, right at this discount / bargain line. Okay, so right at 82 cents is where we are looking to anticipate to get in. You see when price comes down here, it just hits the low, right? Hits the low, hits the low, hits the low, hits the low, and bounces right up out of that, right? Now, every bounce isn't aggressive, but if we do start to tickle these lows, you see if price dips down here, these are the areas where you will want to get in. So we're looking at these lows here at around, let's say, 70 cents. Pretty good areas for us to take a look at for Algorand. If in fact it were to swing deeper into the bargain zone, price would rally though, turn around. There are imbalances to the upside, equal highs to the upside for price to go and try to catch. Taking a look at Filecoin, you're also in the bargain zone. And we said that we want to see Filecoin break market structure. We want to see it really aggressively take off. We want to see something like this with Filecoin. Like, bang. Like, I need to see that, right? If we don't see that with Filecoin, it may just continue to swing within this range. Had a pretty good movement today, right? It's up about 6%, right? When you're at these lower levels here, right, 6% gains are pretty nice, pretty decent to see. And these were at the lower levels, right, that we've seen all the way back here. Where was this? December of 2020, January of 21, right? So last year, almost. These little low areas here, you see tons of wicks, right? Lots of different buyers and sellers all meeting in this area. So pretty much all of this positive price action after this movement here, right? People capitalized on that. Now it's right back in the trading zone where they like it to be. So what I'm thinking is you're at the bottom of your bargain zone. This does break any lower. You may have some issues with Filecoin. You want to see this rally before we get to the FOMC if Filecoin is going to survive. All right, taking a look at Dogecoin, also in the bargain zone. Now, when I talk to people about Doge, they're usually Doge supporters and they don't like what I have to say, but on this channel, we like to keep it real, guys. We're not going to sell you any fables or, shill anything. That's not what we do here. But the price action to me, very depressed, right? Price been getting snatched down. Hasn't really returned to the low premium zone after it visited the discount zone for, the first or second time. So within this range of price that price has given us, this doesn't look very good. You're still in a bargain zone and you still have areas of imbalance here that price could trade to anywhere from 7 cents up to about, let's say, 11 cents. So these are price areas that Doge could definitely visit, 11 cents to 7 cents. I don't think Doge really wants to break anywhere below 7 cents to the 5-6 cents level. Okay, if it does, then that's going to be sort of complete catastrophe and you may get a capitulation in Doge as well. So this level right here is very, very, very important to watch. These are the people who bought Doge before the Elon pump. If it reaches this area again, okay, then it's going to be very tough to continue to hold this. When it comes to Enjin token, also in a discounted zone. Now, Enjin token, Mana, Sandbox, all very aggressive price movement. They haven't really retraced yet, okay? So you see big imbalances here, right? A lot of selling went on, but people, I think they're starting to get the understanding that if we do go into a bear market, the metaverse is going to be pretty hot, right? People are going to meet there, talk there. There's a growing ecosystem there. So you can see it traded right to the bottom of the discounted zone, didn't even really violate these lows here, right? It went for these, did grab both of those there, okay? So it does have some power and some steam to push up. I'm anticipating that Enjin, Mana, and Sandbox, which will show, they all pretty much look the same. If we go to Mana as well in the discounted zone, but look, pumping out of that zone. Also Sandbox, discounted zone, pumping, right? These guys are sharing movement, okay? They're correlated. So when you see one pump, you can expect the other to pump. Who's the lead in the correlation? Not really sure yet, but we can take a look and see that Mana has the biggest percentage gain. So Mana seems to be getting the influx, right? And then Enjin Token and Sandbox 5% and 6% respectively. Very, very, very impressive push for Metaverse tokens today. Let's see if this continues. When it comes to Chainlink is experiencing some drawdown. Right now, you have two peaks here, right? Equal highs. Couldn't really break to that level again. They had imbalances up here. Price sort of struggled in this low premium zone, and then it got pushed back down to a discount zone. I am anticipating that Chainlink may actually go for these equal lows, break this area. If it were to continue bullish, it may just go for these imbalances and then come here. But I'm thinking that Chainlink will be able to be picked up at a bargain, maybe sometime soon, maybe not so soon, but this is what I'm looking for. Anything below $15 Chainlink or $14.50 Chainlink, that is a buy for me. Okay, so I'm waiting for Chainlink to hit this bargain zone. If it does, then we're definitely going to take some more positions here. But as you can see, been a lot of bearish movement. If the money's going to other places and not necessarily Chainlink, which I think still will run in the bear market, we want to be careful here. But yeah, down in this bargain zone is where I'm looking to get in for Chainlink. All right, taking a look at Aave, also in a bargain zone. So if we sort of zoom this out a bit, we can see Aave's been dying a bit, guys, right? Like if we zoom this out, scale this down a bit, you know, so it hit its peak and then it never really came back to that high premium area again. Has been trading in the discounted zone to low premium, so there is still some strength here. But right now we're in a bargain zone, okay? So we drop down. If we look to the left here, these lows were taken, okay? So if there's any bullish activity, it needs to start to happen now. All right. Otherwise, if we look to the left here, the next set of lows are going to be maybe around $100. And $100 Aave is not a bad play if you ask me. Okay. So we'll continue to see what happens here. But this is in a bargain zone at the moment. Let's see if we can get it for a little bit cheaper before we go in. When it comes to the graph, also in a bargain zone. Look to the left. There aren't very many areas of support left for the graph. There are big areas of imbalance, though, right back down to the basement bottom bargain line, which is right around 1 cent. Okay, so if price were to fall here, capitulation definitely on the graph. Okay, anyone who's bought it over the past couple of years will be down at that point. And all of these lows here, right? You do see some wicking action here, but in my opinion, this is not a very strong level of support. Right at around a quarter, right? So if the graph is going to survive, it has to push up out of this zone. But as you can see, price movement has been basically flat. Okay, so if you're holding the graph right now, there is a reason for you to be concerned. Okay, and I know a few people are. But right now, you see the rest of the market, right? You have some winners, some losers, but the graph sub 1% in regards to growth today. So this is essentially a stale market. It'll be interesting to see what happens if the market starts to run. Will the graph go with it? All right, and last but not least, curved out, trading in a discounted zone right at about $3.16. You see there is some support here to the left-hand side. So price may bounce out of this area, keep going up. So we're going to look for that. Curved out does seem like a very strong project, as you can see. Goes from a discount zone to a high premium zone pretty quick, right? Discount zone, higher premium zone. Discount zone, higher premium zone. Discount zone right now, these are pretty good areas of accumulation if we're hoping that we're going to find this support. And if you look to the left here, there's pretty strong levels of support, right? All of this price action. So you have equal lows here, lots of wicks. Lows here, big wicks. Lows here, big wicks, right? So these are the things that we're looking for on the chart. I think curved out also has pretty strong price action that should push it along with the rest of the market if we do go on a bull run. All right, so to encapsulate the market, things are starting to look up a little bit. You can see it on the total crypto market cap. We are trying to climb back to that 1.87 line. And if we do get there, that will be positive. All right. But once we do get there, we're going to have to consider a couple of things, okay? How close are we to the FOMC? Once we get to this imbalanced top here, which I think is very possible for February, how close are we towards the end of that month, towards the FOMC? Where's the current price? All right, so going into March, it's going to be very interesting, folks, and we're going to track it every day here. Thanks for joining us. It's your boy Maestro. This is The Long and Short. If you like this type of content and how we dive into the markets, our perspective and analysis, please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification, and we will be back with you guys tomorrow. Salute. We out of here. Peace.